Everyone, welcome back to the Board of Advisors podcast. I'm your host, Dillon England, for another episode. Today we have on Matt Potts, the legend. Amazing friend. We met yesterday, and I feel like I've known you for far too long.
Yeah.
It's been so
People
good.
say that all the time.
It's been so good. From Australia.
Yep.
Did you fly here just for this event?
Yep, 15 hours, man.
You crazy man. But I'm glad you're here. And actually, one of the first nights I got here, I had dinner with my good friend Dave Darnell. And the first, literally the first sentence out of his mouth was like, bro, you got to meet Matt Potts. And I'm really glad I have, man. You're a legend. You're awesome. Co-owner with your wife, I'm assuming, with Goodness Lover, which is a supplement brand and kind of almost like an events company.
Yeah.
Like, so cool, really stat right off the bat. 2.2 million people have funneled through your online events.
Yeah.
Do you ever just sit and just go like...
Yeah, it's mind-blowing, particularly, I guess, where it all began.
Yeah.
So I don't think I've fully shared this story with you yet, but I think you'll find it funny. So another BA member, Jonathan Otto, right? You know Jonathan Otto. He, my wife was working for him at the time. I was running ads and doing some other things. And Sarah starts she was really sick. So she's in her 20s, really sore, so anxious, like her wrists were really sore. She had a lot of arthritis problems and she's in her 20s, right? Yeah. So she's going from doctor to doctor, trying to work out what's going on. And traditional medical advice is like, well, you've got autoimmune disease and 10%
this is your life.
Yeah, 10% of the population has
chronic.
Yeah, and she's like, oh, okay then. But so she was editing and producing for Jonathan's, one of his docuseries, and they're covering a lot of gut health stuff. And in that process, she starts implementing the protocols and gets like radically better. And so she's on this incredible healing, that back end of like being sick for so long, and then now she's feeling great. Jono's like, you guys should do your series on this because this is like your thing. Like, yeah, it was like a prophet, this is you've got to do this. Is it. And I was like, what the? He's like, so, okay, so we flew to the US and we just lined up all these experts. Like, we're calling these people in the US who are like, do you want to be on a Goodness Lover docuseries podcast? So not podcast, like a
a mini show,
Yeah. And so they're like, oh, sure, yeah, okay. And so we'd rock up, and like, I wasn't very good with film or camera, but like, I sort of learned on the road. So we had these like really cringy interviews to begin with of like, it's like a spotlight on them. Like it's some FBI interview. It's like, to tell us about gut health.
They're like sweating.
Yeah. Terrible lighting. But anyway, we got through that, and within 2 or 3 months we were launching. And so I take you into our small Sydney apartment in, Sydney is a very expensive place to live. We're living in there at the time, and we had the green screen across from like wall to wall. Like you had to like do a bit of like
shuffle,
twister to get through all the chords and stuff. Like, and so it was taking up our whole room. And this is we were recording in the middle of the night to get this docuseries ready. Anyway, we had all these tech problems, and so, but through Jonathan and us hustling, we get 40,000 people registered for this event, just rocking up. So we have this huge audience ready to watch our docuseries, and I want you to guess how many episodes were we in front of the audience. Like in terms of
pre-produced,
so we they would see an episode a day for 24 hours. That's how the model works. And we had created and produced an episode, but like, how far in front of the audience do you think we were?
5 to 10. 15.
We were one episode. One episode in front of the audience. My wife would edit through the night to put it on. I would be handling tech and make sure the affiliates are working and the tracking's working. And then we'd do a night shift. And this is after like 2 months of putting all our money in producing this docuseries. And so it came to this scene where I was like, we couldn't even get the cart organized. So people were like writing and being like, we want to buy this, is amazing. We want to buy this. We're like, we didn't even have capacity to get that ready. So I'm getting the cart ready, like we had some web dev experience, and I'm now petrified. And I've got like a beer in my hand, and I'm doing like loops around my island bench in my apartment because I just can't even. The stress, like I'm negative. Yeah. We're done at this point. I'm going back. I'm a geologist by trade. Like I'm going back to mining. Like this is like an all-in gamble. Yeah. And so I'm doing loops. Just drinking. I can't even look at the computer screen. I'm just looping around my island bench, just drinking like this. And I'm hearing like the echoes of my wife dry reaching in the shower, like from stress, which is ironic, right? We have this health thing that we're putting on, but we're just like, this is how any spare second to put this thing on. Anyway, it was a major success. We made back the money and much more. And this thing went on to like over like 1 million people saw this thing eventually after relaunches and other affiliates running this thing. So that's how the whole crazy journey began. And obviously, big shout out to Jonathan Otto for pushing us in this direction, because this, it would be hard to imagine this existing without his input at that point.
I'm like, first of all, wow.
It's a nervous, like, traumatized laugh.
I know, dude. Like, I've been at 2 a.m. dry heaving in my basement. Like, I know the stress that I know it.
Yeah.
So I resonate with that so deeply. Like, I have a chronic nausea for 2 years. So I know this. Like, but also, like, it's so cool seeing someone with a vision and just like the commitment to like, we're gonna make that, like, we will die before this thing fails. Right. And you guys did it, which is incredible. And so you have the supplement brand, like that's kind of like the end user experience. Right. So like, first of all, you know George, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not George Wright, but George Riviera.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, the
e-commerce king, dude. Yeah, the king. So supplements, awesome, needed, but there's like a bajillion different types. Like I think when you say the word supplement, like it's kind of like, I just have this like massive, what does that mean? So like, tell me a little bit about your actual product, and I want to get back to your story.
Yeah, so during this process, we're obviously interviewing all these doctors, and there's obviously amazing supplements out there in the space that are really good, but gaps started emerging because we'd hear from doctors, a frontier research of the microbiome, talking about things like psychobiotics. And I'm like,
Psychobiotics.
Psychobiotics. Like, I know what a probiotic is, and I'm learning what a prebiotic is, but what is a psychobiotic? And it's like, well, a psychobiotic is like these bacteria strains that have an impact on the gut-brain axis, and they can be effective, clinically proven to help us with things like depression and anxiety. So this is how insane this connection is between this like ecosystem that outnumbers us in terms of DNA. It also outnumbers us in terms of cells. And we're ironically more bacteria DNA-wise than we are human. And nice.
We are literal filth.
Yeah. Pretty much, right?
Yeah.
And this incredible ecosystem has been disrupted by modern lifestyle, food, like toxins, and it is under assault. And now we're in this world of like how do we serve that ecosystem better? Mm-hmm. So we started noticing these gaps, talking to these doctors. We're like, oh, okay, well, we know, for example, prebiotics are, extremely important. And why? And it's filled with all these things, these incredible benefits of like how we can target bad bacteria in our gut. Like we can insert things like phages, which are like special forces, like old school viruses that come in and target the bad bacteria in your gut, and we can replace it and feed the good guys to address this thing called dysbiosis, which is a fancy word of like too many bad guys, not enough good guys, which is a bit of a simplification, but that's the thing. And so then we have things like in our Magbiotic, we have things like we can address this gut-brain axis. And so many people are stressed out today, and stress is one of the major leading causes of obviously a disrupted gut microbiome. And we experience this stress through the poor food quality, unfortunately, the environmental toxins that I believe our governments have wholeheartedly let us down in terms of protecting us from. And that's a whole other rabbit hole we can go down, but this is just where this came from. It's just like literally in the macro world, our ecologies are collapsing. And in the micro world of our microbiome, it's collapsing as well. As in, the gut diversity that we used to have is now reduced through overprescription of antibiotics. I'm not anti-antibiotics, but the statistics are terrible on that.
Well, they're also Band-Aids. They're not salts.
Exactly. Yeah. And just doctors prescribing it too much unnecessarily, unless it's a life-saving situation. And the devastating impact, 20 years ago, we're like, we'll just take a probiotic and we'll get back to... But studies have shown that one course of antibiotics will alter potentially your microbiome for the rest of your life. You lose that diversity. And with that diversity you have a more chance for disease. You have more chance of so many downstream health outcomes that most, even doctors, don't fully understand. And we are only fully starting to get this with modern computerization because of the amount of trillions of things that are living in there. And AI modeling and things like that, we're just like, well, wait a second. What have we done to our gut microbiome? Because it is seriously, without overstating it, the root of our health. So
my ADD was just like, didn't want to block your face there. Well, okay, first of all, my brain is going like 30 directions. So I was kind of like,
I opened a few can of worms there.
What made you want to do Docuseries as like the most effective way to do this? What made you select the supplements that you guys have actually chosen to partner with? There's just so many like really cool storylines on like how this thing is played out. And then like, what have you learned as a business owner? What have you learned in the supplement space? And like, what success stories have you had from clients? Like, there's so many things that I feel like we could talk about that we definitely probably should do like a longer show sometime, because I just would love to hear more. So where did like Docuseries seems like such a random thing to try? Is that like a commonplace practice in the supplement industry?
No, not in this. And the Docuseries came first, right?
So, right. But where did that idea, like, why did you guys choose that?
Well, Jonathan was already working on some. Okay. So we've seen some, like, they were just like an emerging space of from a business perspective, a way of putting on free content, like a summit.
Almost like a summit,
right? Yeah. But we just film it. It's a little bit more of a polished summit, you would say, awesome. Of like a really...
so he helped you guys with that, and that...
Well, he helped us like launch that and connect us with some people, and we had to go out and do all the work of like obviously filming it all and connecting and bring it all together. But that original inspiration came from him in that sense of like seeing how these different types of docuseries were doing really well. People were reaching them, and the reason why I think it was working is because one, it's like an amazing top of funnel, content. Like it's free, right? Like we're not like you can watch the whole series for free technically, and you're. Like we don't ask any more of that. And the reason why we started to more and more fall in love with that model was because with the broken medical system, you have people that just can't afford medical care. Like it's just so sad, man. Like the amount of people writing into us saying, I'm on disabilities. I'm in a country where I can't get access to this information, or just like repeated like people writing and telling us this stuff. We knew we had to keep doing more because the influx, it may not be the most business building thing, but in terms of audience reach, like quite large, because people share this stuff. People like really want to get their family and friends to watch a free event, right? So it was really, I guess, we were able to connect with our audience at a larger scale doing that through this free content. And it was through viewer people buying our series and owning the series and owning our masterclasses and getting on Q&As with doctors and things like that, where it sort of fed the next series and it fed the next thing after that, which is where this all started just getting more momentum. And so, but in that process, I think the impact has been just like really humbling. Just even like I came to a BA event like for my first time last time. And I was just like doing a bit of a Q&A, like in a circle, people like, oh, I've seen your ads. Good stuff, man. I'm like, what? Like, because I've been living in Australia, I'm just like a bit disconnected. Most of our customers are here. And I was talking to this one lady and she was like, oh, we're talking about health and I was giving her some tips. And she's like, you're a goodness lover? And she's like, oh my God, thank you so much. I'm like, I think you've helped my health so much. Like, and I was like, whoa. So it's like, it's been weird in that experience of like, why I joined BA and things like that is to get us into the United States and just like, this is where our market is. And just to see that level of impact has been amazing. So yeah, like I know there's much bigger supplement companies and all that, but I think that part of the event of making an impact on people's lives, people that are veterans that can't afford this, like, and giving them access to these doctors that have 6-month waiting lists is just one of the most like rewarding things that I've done in my life. I
mean, I think it's just a unique, I just wouldn't have thought of doing a docuseries. Like, I think it's a unique thing. And I think that's probably potentially something that separated you guys from other supplement companies, because through the docuseries, I'm sure people got to learn more about you, got to learn more about doctors. And there was that connection, that like people connection that I think helped you potentially scale way faster than if you maybe just would have started with just an ad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think all of that effort and the traveling and the random cameras and the lighting, like all those things.
Tiny little like doctors in New York.
It's part of your story, right? And it's part of and I think people appreciate the improvement and people appreciate, and that's I think something that we're so used to try to get like polished the first time we do it. And that's not how it works sometimes. Sometimes the best thing is just to do it.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't hire a massive video team to produce this thing.
Yeah, it was Sarah and I out there on the road. You did it. Yeah. And Sarah hasn't really hosted anything before this, right? Yeah. So she's like, I mean, yeah, she'd never done any MC hosting or any film hosting before in her life. So here we are in that Sydney apartment and we're filming it like in the middle of the night and she's doing an amazing job. And she's like, come over, check the footage. And she's like, she just can't even like talk to me. She just storms off. And she's like, look at the footage. And I've like narrowed the focus down to her nose. And so she's completely out of focus. So we've just done like several, you know how far behind we are?
Yes. We
have to do that again from like 1 o'clock into 3 or 4 in the morning, like just to shoot the whole thing again. And this was just like, I was like, you know, it was just like, I was not a videographer. So it was just like insane, the most insane boot camp I've ever done. But it obviously, like I'd never take it away from me as well. And shout out to the local computer repair guy.
Shout out.
You know why? Because I couldn't actually, Sarah's computer completely broke and we couldn't export it anymore. So I decided, well, I didn't have much money, as you know. So I was just like pulling together an old PC to turn in, and I screwed it up. So I called this guy and I'm just like, bro. You like, there's 40,000 people. Ready, can you please? And he's like, I can get it in the next few days. I'm like, I need it tonight. He's like, are you sure? So yeah, shout out to the computer repair guy as well, because that series may not have gone live without him just like doing overtime to get my computer fixed so we could edit for the next day.
That's awesome. I wonder if he knows that.
No, I need to go and give him like.
Do you know his name?
I do remember exactly where he was. He was right near our house, and
I feel like we should just like call him live on the podcast.
I know. He'd be like, who's this,
bro? Remember this one time?
He's a really kind Asian guy.
Asian? Was he in Australia?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Just down the street from my apartment. Yeah.
Remember this like really crazy dude?
Hole in the wall computer repair guy.
Yeah. Like how many years ago is this?
This is in 2019.
Like, hey, remember in 2019, this like crazy stressed looking guy came in just like begging for your help.
I know. He's like, I can't do it tonight. I'm
right.
Like,
no. You don't understand.
You have to.
I don't think you understand. You must.
We're screwed if you don't fix this computer.
Sir, I have a family.
I pulled every card I had.
Yeah.
And I think he just was
I have 19 children.
Just to get me out of the role. He's like, all right, man,
dude, I'll fix the computer.
Come on.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing, dude. I mean, well, first of all, congrats on everything.
Thank you.
I mean, the stat of having that many people come through your events is just incredible. What do you think makes a really good kind of like virtual event?
I think people want to buy into something greater than themselves. Like I think people, they want to be part of something bigger than themselves. And I think the ability of hosting an online event, you can really, whatever niche that is in, you can really create a movement around that. Like, you know, utilizing the fact that it was so lo-fi with some of the FBI interview video and stuff, we just gave them access to us, like getting the selfie out, just explaining the behind the scenes. Hey, we've just been impacted by this gut health stuff. We want to share it with you.
Yeah.
And I think people buy into that. Like people just go like, yeah, I want to get behind this. And we're just saying like, listen, we've got no funding here. If you don't share this, no one sees it. You know what I mean? So it's like, we need your help.
It's literally just like old school bootstrap. Like we just need word of mouth.
Yeah.
Like,
and so
help us
please,
out.
There's a button at the bottom of this screen that says share it with your friends and family. You know someone that's suffering out there right now that is not getting the answers that they deserve. So please, would you please share this far and wide and get behind and support us? I think people love that. And I think anywhere.
You guys literally became your own QVC.
What's that? What's a QVC?
You know QVC, Carl. Yeah. It's like a home shopping. It's like the biggest home shopping network in America.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So for QVC, it's kind of like the king net. Well, I think they went out of business. Didn't they? Isn't there some with them going out of business right now?
They're still around.
Yeah. So for a long time, QVC was like where you go to get like public network television where people buy, and then like at the bottom screen, like call this number to get this thing. And it was like direct to consumer live shows, and QVC is where you went to like sell a product direct to consumer, live on TV. But you guys did that through your docuseries.
Our green screen that was wider than the walls of our apartment.
Dude, right now in one of our studios, we have a green screen room that's a white plug in the middle of the green screen. So then in post, we have to take a green slodge and then put it a mask over the plug because the contractors didn't listen. And so we walk in and there's a big green wall with a big white plug, and we're like, that's not gonna.
Yeah, but
so I resonate. Like you bootstrap. You got to make it happen.
Yeah, we got better, obviously.
Yeah,
we were able to reinvest in some video equipment and film in an actual studio.
Now you're doing ads.
Now we're running ads. I used to run ads ever since I left underground mining. I used my redundancy, all my money to learn running ads for affiliates. So like we had this background coming into this, which I think was the foundation we needed of, running figuring out landing pages and putting stuff on and getting traffic
Funnels
there. Yeah. So that was, obviously it wasn't just like out of nowhere. We had some skills, but not the video skills. And certainly, that was like super stressful. But I think it just people want it. Like, I think if you've got a brand, it's always like we have to make it make sense within a story, a hero's journey or something, these archetypes that are all around us, right? And I've studied these things, and I think they're so important for us to understand of like, how does your brand or how does your service fit within that wider part of your story, right? So I shared with you before, Sarah with this, tragic story of not having access, struggle, valley of despair. She's like, where do I go? No help. Coming out of Valley of Despair, connecting with the heroes, the doctors, the experts, the protocols, and now we're here to share it with the rest of the world. People like that is something baked into our psyche from a very young age, right? So I think there's multiple ways. And before we did any of this, I did this for clients, like where we created like testimonial videos for people for high ticket clients and things like that. So it's like, there's a really powerful way of like communicating in a genuine way, not in a salesy or weird like NLP, aggressive way, like telling someone's story in a powerful way can just like, that is branding.
That's a great wrap up sentence. I mean, that was great. Like, I have so many more questions. We're going to do another show for sure. Awesome. I want to like learn way more. Where can people find you guys? If people are interested in buying supplements, like website, where can people find you?
Goodnesslover.com, and you'll see my better half, more intelligent, beautiful half, Sarah. She's our host of our series. She's now so good at all this. She's now a top ranked nutritionist from a top university. And we have so many courses that you want access to. Obviously, we are running a free event coming up soon on the anti-inflammatory solution. It's talking about inflammation in the gut, which is obviously huge. And obviously our range of supplements that these aren't things we've gone out and just, white labeled just found, and we're like, oh, we'll just put this together and just push it down people's throats. These are things that we've developed with doctors and experts. And things like psychobiotics and things that are the cutting edge. This is what the effort that we've put in, and has amazing results in our community.
Well, goodnesslover.com. Go check it out. You're amazing, brother.
Dillon,
I appreciate you so much.
It's been fun.
And guys, as always, like, comment, subscribe. Check out Board of Advisors if you're interested. It's a great mastermind with some of the best people like Matt in the world. And if you guys want to check out more about Goodness Lover, go to goodnesslover.com and then like, comment, subscribe to this podcast. We'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.